Good morning. This is Renee Tuga. Okay, well, it's morning for me. I don't know what it'll be for you when you watch this, but I'm shooting this on the morning of a solo camping trip that I just am doing this weekend, just one night out. And I am going to show you my camp bin, like the bin of the stuff that I take for all the cooking and eating and also emergency and just camp gear bin. So I'm gonna show you that bin. When I went out on this trip this weekend, I didn't think about doing this. So I didn't bring my nice little tripod thing with me that would stabilize the camera. I'm going to do my best so it's not super shaky so you can see, but I am just doing this by holding it with my hand. What I want to say before walking you through all of the things in my bin is that my husband and I, with our kids, have been backpacking for over 15 years. And in order to do backpacking, you have to get certain kinds of gear because you're carrying everything on your back. So you're not taking big camp stoves and what have you. And all of the gear that I have is, not all of it, most of it is suited to that and was purchased in those years. And through these years of doing backpacking, hiking, well, you don't need a bunch of gear just to go hiking, but like backpacking where you go out to the woods, have everything on your back and walk and stay along a route. So it's gear that can work for that, and also gear that works well for canoe camping and canoe tripping because we're doing some of that now. It's the kind of gear that I have, and it works really well for those activities. And then it also works really well for solo camping like I'm doing because it's not big and it fits into a nice small space. But you certainly don't need to have this, let's say, specialty gear. If you're at all interested in outdoorsy stuff and pursuing the outdoors, like I recommend that you get light gear if you can, because it will give you the most flexibility. And so that if you do want to do backpacking or canoe camping, you can take the gear to do that. And that's what when we started our outdoors journey, over 15 years ago, we knew that we wanted to get into backpacking with our kids. So when we had the opportunity to buy gear, even just for car camping, we bought gear that would allow us to, take it on our backs for backpacking. Okay, so that's a long intro just to explain what I'm going to be showing you in my camp bin. So first of all, I have like a bin. These, you can just be purchased at whatever, the places that you buy bins. I've taken everything out to kind of show you easier what's in here. So let's just get started here. So we have cloths. This is we just got this one recently. I'm not going to explain every single thing, but this is a new piece of gear, which I really like. It's got a scrubby on one side and just a soft on the other. This is kitchen washcloth. And then we have these towels. And okay, so I have 2 plates in here. I only have 2 because I'm out by myself. I don't need any more than that. We have this is a lantern, and I love this lantern. You buy these candles. Okay, Renee, find the word candles. It's a candle lantern. You can't obviously use it in a tent, but it's very nice for car camping. So we don't use this when we're backpacking or canoe camping. Okay, this is my fuel. Where's the front? Let's see, fuel. Yeah, this is the kind of fuel that I use. I'll show you my stoves. And for a trip like this is more than I need, but I have that huge one. This is way, 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 way more than I would need for a one-nighter. I also have this fuel canister here, and I'll explain what you see on the top in a moment. just moving through. Okay, what else do I have? This is our emergency radio, and we just keep it in this camp bin at all times. It's actually less for when we're at camp, but it's kind of like part of our at-home emergency kit, and I just take it with me. This is kitchen sink, and I'm not going to show you how it works right now, but it opens up to wash dishes, and I never use that. To be honest, we'd have to be like group camping for me to use this, or I would use this when I go winter camping to gather snow. I use this with camping with other people, but when I'm by myself, I just do all my washing like in the thing that I ate in, whether it's this or this pot. I'll get there in a minute. Okay, I have this, which is bear spray. This is not for bears. This is for personal security. It's just a possible tool. This is like just emergency use. I live in the east, and I do not have any fear here of bears or other wild animals. That's not to say I might not encounter them, but I personally don't have a fear of encountering them because the east is rather tame. Okay. Yeah, this is just a water bottle for my actual hiking. And then I have camp soap. You can buy this, this brand, but then I refill it with like not biodegradable. It's not just biodegradable, but like camp quality type of soap. And this is for washing dishes. And I actually have another one. Yeah, you can get these. This one says right here, regular dish soap. So I wouldn't use this. This is kind of more like, this bin also goes with me to, like if we're staying at a place and I'm not sure what's going to be there. So this will be with me also. And I just left it in here. Salt and pepper. Okay, and then this is just like not an oven mitt. What are those things called? Hot pad? Like it's escaping me what this thing is called, but for grabbing things. This is part of a stove setup. It's a shield for wind, and I hardly ever use it, but I'm going to show you my stoves right away. So that's what this is. That's kind of like what's in that bin right now. And now I'm going to show you other things that use and go in there. Okay, so I have 3 pots with me. This is overkill for a trip like with myself for just one night. But part of this whole system here is emergency preparedness. And so it's okay to have extra things. I'm not like carrying this all on my back. I can fit all of this stuff in the bin. So this is not a problem. So I have 3 different pots. This is a special pot that goes on. This is a stove, actually. This is the burner. This is the burner. This is the fuel. This goes on like this. The problem with this system is it only boils. You cannot simmer. This is like just bring things to boil and then use the hot water. So that's no good for like simmering or warming up things that were in a can or something like that, or cooking, right? Like cooking from scratch, which I don't do a lot of when I'm out doing this kind of thing. Like I take easy food. Okay, so that is one stove that goes with this. Sorry, this is the pot. It goes with this stove, and these go on these kind of fuel canisters. So I have these pots also. This is a great little pot. It's a good size for 1 person or 2. This is like I would say a 2-person size. And this cannot go on this because this system, this is MSR brand. This system is designed to go with this pot specifically. So you can't use it with other things. Okay, so this pot needs a different kind of stove setup. I'm going to show you how this little, what brand is this? This is a GSI. I'm going to show you how this works for cooking with something like this, which is different than the system I had just shown you. But I have to open this thing up, so just a moment. Okay, so now it's set up. I'm not going to light it for you, but imagine that it's lit. This then can go on there like that. And this, you can control the temperature of this with this knob here, or this handle. I don't know what you'd call that, with that. And so this is what I use for like heating up my soup, my can of soup. And this is like a 1 or 2 person size burner. There are bigger systems that have a similar setup where, you know, the gas is coming out of something like this. There are other ones for more people, but when I'm by myself, this is the one I use. And then I have one more pot, which like is just for maybe storing things, because this is like our emergency kind of kit also. I have extras. So anyways, this pot, there's this pot here, and this one has a nice little lid, which can also be used as a bowl. Again, just a reminder, like these are kind of specialty gear items that we've used for years backpacking, and you don't need this kind of stuff, but this is what I have, so this is what I bring. Okay, this is like what I use for eating my food in, and I would use it for drinking and eating when I'm backpacking, but because I have all this space and a car, I can bring, you know, other things for my drinking. So there's my camp mug for coffee. Speaking of which, here's my coffee pot. It's a little titanium French press. Here's my coffee grinder because I like my coffee ground fresh. Okay, moving on to this stuff here. So this is kind of like the cutlery drawer. I like knives. This is one of my favorite knives. I also have like an all-purpose, a multi-purpose. This is my personal one. This is kind of like a household camp one. This is my personal multi-purpose tool. Okay, I always have a flashlight, a headlamp with me, and extra batteries, but those don't go in this kit. They actually stay with my gear and clothing bag, but I'll show you that later. Okay, so this is kind of like, you know, like a miscellaneous cutlery bin type of thing, and it just has everything I need for cooking, eating, starting the fire in terms of the lighter and sparkers, you know, emergency sparkers and stuff go in here. Yeah, you can just see what's in here. Most of this would never be used in a trip like what I'm on right now, but these are just things that I might need. And this stays with this bin at home. Okay, this is actually what we keep in the car for first aid. And then it's in the car, so it's with us whenever we have the car, but then we pull from this when we go on trips. We use this kind of, we pull stuff from here, add anything we need to when we go like camping, canoeing, or backpacking. Also, we pull from this for our day hiking. So I'll pull from this for my day hike today. But in general, it stays in the car, is what I'm saying. And the car is always with us. So like at home, right? And then of course we've got first aid at home in the house. This is beyond what you need on a solo evening out by yourself camping. This is gear fixing stuff, okay? This is just like we've worked for years at building up kind of what we need, what we figure is like first aid at an emergency level for hiking and tripping and stuff. So that's what's in all of this. You know, this is one of these emergency blankets. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of this. This is like details that I'm just not going to get into right now, but it's all in here. Of course, more little knives. Where is it? There it is. You know, we love having knives all over the place. Yeah, so that is with me when I go on these, and I pull from this for going hiking today. Okay, so for water, this is a water bladder. It's MSR calls it their dromedary, and again, we've had this for so many years. We got these for car camping, and then so that they could be used for backpacking. And when I got here, I filled this up at the tap, which was potable water. And this is my water that I have at the site. And then this is just water that we always keep in our car. So because I'm out here with my car, I pulled it out to show you. So that's, you know, and water is not an issue when you're at a established campground like I am. I do not have my Sawyer filters here with me. I would have actually had them if I had thought of it just for emergency, but I don't have them in here. This is my sit pad, which I like take also on hikes for sitting on the ground. And when I'm out like camping like this, I also have a chair here. And so, I don't use the sit pad that much. This is more comfy to sit by. And I have that crate, which has wood tools in it. My big axe is up at the car. I didn't have to use it, but we also have this, the Silky Big Boy. I haven't had to use it, but again, it's like I have the space for it, and to bring it, we use that canoe camping. And then I can fit like my wood in this crate. I just pick up the wood at a gas station on the way. Okay, going back here, I wanted to show you, I also keep this little hand broom in there. And so this is a bag for at camp paper products. Okay, this is what I will bring with me on the hike. Okay, so that's what will be in my hiking bag, but just a bag of toilet paper and paper towel. And actually this just stays in the car all the time. And for whatever, emergencies or just cleaning up. And then I use it for this kind of camping. And I just want to show you, then this is my bag for clothes. And yeah, basically just my clothes. So it's not very full on a trip like this for just a one-nighter, but it also has, show you what I use for my own toiletries. I'm not like doing any huge body washing out here, but this is my towel for if it was warm enough to, that I would need a shower or something. This is my body towel. Though for camping like this, car camping, I would just bring a big beach towel if I was going to be swimming, because I have the space. The towel I take with me everywhere. And this is my face cloth. Both of these stay permanently in this bag. And this is my my go anywhere bag. I use this for all my trips, whether it's this or like going overnight somewhere, any kind of travel. Yep, so I've just got, my clothes in here. This is also where when I'm out, where I keep my headlamp. Anyways, that kind of shows you kind of how I do that. So that's the tour of the like camp bin. And I'll pack it all up and I'll show you what it looks like packed up. So we have a bunch of other gear at home. Don't want to say like a bunch, but we have more pots and another stove, which is the little burners that go on the gas, the fuel. We also have like a big propane Coleman stove that honestly we've never used yet. I bought it because I anticipate we will be using it in our trailer that we're getting. But it's there also as for emergency purposes. So I have a bin. I have multiple bins of things that I can pull from when preparing this one for this trip. And I took stuff out and, you rearrange and stuff. My point here is that the bin that I just showed you now, when I get back home, I will rebuild it as a emergency grab and go bin. It's kind of like it's like both like emergency / kind of standard car camping bin, or even travel bin. If we're just going to be like road tripping, I took it with us this summer when we went road tripping. This bin sits at home in our garage on a shelf as a grab this bin, and it will be ready to go. It'll be ready as is. But I also, before every trip, kind of go through and customize it for the thing I'm doing. And because I'm out here solo this weekend, I customized the pots that I brought for me because it's just on my own. Whereas if I'm with Damien, we have bigger pots. But this bin does just exist ready on the shelf at home. And yeah, so that's the tour of the car camping grab and go bin.